Dun, 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 dun. We are live. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the stream. We are going to take a minute. Hold on, just want to pull chat out. We're going to take a minute to set up the buttons or key bindings for Resident Evil Village, because that's the game we're going to play next. And I figured I've had some questions about it, how I set up the key bindings. So I figured I'd show you guys. So let me just disable this real quick. All right. So we just loaded up Resident Evil Village. We did our graphics settings. So now we're going to go to controls. It'll let me go back first. Okay. Key bindings. Boom. All right. So when I have to do this with every single game I play. Hold on, I got a monitor up here I'm looking at. I'm going to set up the... do the mouse first. All right. Do the side. All right. So, my monitor just disappeared. Oh, came back. That was weird. I think I need a new display port cable for this monitor because occasionally it flashes. Anyway. All right. So we just basically going to go through the key bindings in the game, and we're going to set up a decent system of buttons up here. On the right, I have razer Synapse, which is the software I use to set up my keybinds on my Razer Naga. For one-handed gaming, I only recommend the Razer Naga. There's no other mouse that works as good as this one for switching your key bindings around and where your fingers need to be. So I have the left-handed version. Obviously, they make a right-handed version of the Razer Naga. So, all right. So you can see, like right now, I'm set up for Elden Ring. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of the Elden Ring one because it'll already have some of my buttons in position. So we will duplicate. All right. Then we will rename it. Rename it RE Village. Now, I try to keep all my buttons in the same place for muscle memory. So, you can see F on Elden Ring is my right foot pedal, the toe part of it. That's always jump. Every game that has a jump button, that's what it is. 2 is always reload. No matter what, I always put reload here. 3 down here is always crouch. So I always know these 3 buttons. They never change. Every game I play, they're exactly the same. Let me go to the left foot pedal. Same thing here. The toe on the left foot pedal is always shift. Well, it's not shift here, but it's almost always shift. It's used as sprint. And as long as the game has a sprint button, this is where it's at. 4 is always grenades. No matter what game I play, if it has grenades, that's where I put it. All right, so that's a breakdown of where I put that. Now, on the mouse, bottom 6 buttons of the mouse are always movement. And that is so when my thumb is sitting right here on the mouse, 8 is forward, 11 is backwards, 7 and 10 is left, and 9 and 12 are right. The reason I put 2 buttons on the right and 2 buttons on the left is whether I'm pressing forward or backwards. If I roll my thumb, I can always do my strafe right or strafe left. And that's basically it for things that I always keep the same. 5, which is right above the forward button, is usually melee attack. That way, if I'm running forward, I just push my thumb forward and it does a melee strike. And then from there, it's just a matter of putting the buttons where you feel like they are the most ergonomical for you. So if you find yourself, it's a process. So you set all your buttons and you start playing the game, and then you'll figure out how much time you're pressing each button. And then because of that, you can move buttons around to different places if you need them. But you should try to keep your buttons the same from game to game, because your muscle memory will remember how to press those buttons. I mean, obviously it's not possible with every game. It works really well with first-person shooters because they almost all have the same controls. But for games like Elden Ring and stuff like that, you know, I have to make key bindings. Like for Elden Ring, I have a key binding that switches to your left-hand weapon. Or I have a key binding that switches to dual wield, and that's mainly because you had to press 2 buttons to do it. So it's easier for me to make a key bind and put it on 1 button. And yeah, all right, let's see. So let's do Resident Evil. I mean, aim and attack are your left and right mouse buttons. Those always stay the same. You never have to change them. Examine. Okay, so this is going to be like your action button. So for me, I always put the action button as scroll click, and that way I can just hit it real quick when I'm doing something. So we'll take scroll click, and now that's unless scroll click is used for something else, but I don't think it will be in this game. So scroll click, we will go over here to mouse function, and we will put no, wait, we don't want mouse function. Scroll click, we want keyboard function. Okay, so we click the keyboard function, keyboard recording, and then we bind the F key. Hit save, and there you go. That's our action button. R is reload. So, okay, so we're going to open up as we go down. So this is our left foot pedal. We're going to open up our right foot pedal. And we're going to hit save profile, and we're going to create new. And this will be right RE. Oh, why is it? I hit cap lock. RE. Village probably won't fit. Yeah, so RE Bill. So that's all I need. Or actually, we'll backspace 1. But RE Vill. Okay, there we go. So we'll press. Okay, now it didn't switch. Oh, no, it did switch. Okay, you gotta watch, because when you save the first key on these stinky game boards, it'll try to switch back. That's a software issue. I know a lot of you can't get these foot pedals. These foot pedals were discontinued. I have no idea why. They are by far, for one-handed gaming, the best thing you can have. Damn, I'm late. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this from the start. Yeah, this is gonna be a quick one-handed gaming video. Hey, what's up, man? Got a reminder on my phone. Keep kicking ass. I'll take a look at the... It's one of these days. I'm working my ass off right now. Yo, it's all good, Anthony, man. It's nice to hear from you, though, man. I haven't heard from you in a minute. All right, so back. I lost track of what I was doing. Okay, so we are gonna go ahead and switch. Reload. Okay, yeah. So we got our right foot pedal up. There are other foot pedals. I'll go into this. I've gone into this with amputee before. There are other ones you could buy. None of them are as good as these. I have emailed the developer that made these about if there's a way to get them remade, if there was a patent, if I could pay to have some remade, but I haven't heard back from them. It may come down to us making them ourselves and selling them, but I have to, that's a process I have to figure out. Okay, well, I'm in the middle of a video. But do you need something?
No, I was just gonna tell you what happened.
Oh, what happened? Come here. What happened?
They're still working on the exchange.
All right, sorry about that, guys. We had an appliance issue this morning with our refrigerator. Okay, so we are at reload. Okay, so we got our right stinky pedal up. We are gonna put reload at like I told you, I always put it as 2. So we'll keybind. God, I gotta remember how to use this software. Keybind R for reload. Okay, we hit save config. Now we have to watch on these foot pedals, because when I go to hit save profile, see it switch the profile. It always does that, and it will fuck you up. So you have to be really careful. And it's only the software. So what we want to do is hit cancel, switch it. Did it not save? Where'd it go? Yeah, right there. Okay, and then hit save profile again. And that time it didn't switch it, and we hit overwrite. Okay, so that's that. Okay, that's the. Oh, it didn't work. Okay, let's do it again. R. Save config. Save profile, overwrite. Okay, there we go. Anyway, all right, let's go. Guard. I'm not sure what guard is. It says guard is space. I don't see a jump button. So if there's no jump button, we're gonna use that guard as our jump button. So, and that's pretty much what it is. Okay, so there's no jump in this game. So what we'll do is we'll set guard as our jump. So that's 1. We put space, save config, and then save profile, overwrite. Okay. You could do all the buttons and then do it, but out of habit I do each one. Okay, so I don't know what recover items is, so we're gonna scroll down for a minute because I saw crouch down here. So we're gonna finish out this foot pedal. C is crouch, which is typical. So we go down to here, we press C, save config, and save profile, overwrite. Now, the 4 button, the 2 inside buttons on each pedal. So it's the 4 button on the right pedal and the 2 button on the left pedal. I usually use those for like the map or something that I don't use very often. It's awkward to try to hit the inside of the pedals a lot more than it is the outside of the pedals. So we're gonna wait. We're not gonna set anything there right now. We're just gonna leave it alone for right now. We're gonna switch to our left pedal. All right, we're gonna hit save profile, create new. This will be RE, or I'm sorry, left, RE Ville. Okay, we hit OK. All right, so this is gonna be our left side. So obviously run, like I told you, run is always at the top of my left pedal. So I'll set shift there, save config. Now watch, when I hit save profile, it might switch. See, it switched. So we gotta switch it back. So we can hit cancel, RE left, and we can hit save profile, overwrite. All right, so that's done. All right, so I don't know about grenades yet. Let's go up real quick. All right, so we did F, we did R, we did guard. Use recovery items. It sounds like that is like a special item, or what I would consider a grenade in most first-person shooters. So we're gonna put that for now on the left foot pedal, and we're gonna hit control, and we'll save config, save profile, overwrite. All right, now we're just gonna keep going through. Zoom in and out with a sniper rifle. All right, so this is going to be a button that you're going to want to be able to hit really fast, and you're also going to want it on your mouse, not on your foot pedal. So what we'll do is we'll go to our mouse, and I'm thinking pressing to the left side of the scroll click would be great for zooming in. So we'll switch to that. So we'll press Alt and save. Okay, so that's switched. We're just gonna keep going down. Move 4. Obviously, we already did our movement. Our movement is always the same every single game. The bottom 6 buttons on the left side, always movement. Never change them. Just leave them there. Don't ever mess with them. I've been doing this for 7 years now, and it's by far the best spot for them. All right, so we'll scroll down farther. We did run. We did crouch. Quick turn. All right, so this is going to be an interesting key. So this is going to be what spins you around really fast when you're fighting. Now, I'm going to use the bottom of my left foot pedal for this. And the main reason for that is, as you can see, it's already Q, is because I typically use that as like in Resident Evil, in Elden Ring, like to lock on to the enemies so I can heal it real quick with the heel of my foot and go in and out. So we're gonna go ahead and set it there for right now, and it's actually already set. I don't know why I hit save config, because it's already there. So that'll work. Okay, now switch weapons. Okay, so this should be interesting. So scroll down a little farther. Switch weapons is 1 through 4, but you're gonna need it. I'm hoping mouse scroll works with this too, but you're gonna need it somewhere quick. And somewhere where you remember where it is. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to think where I want to put it. Okay, so typically In first-person shooters, I use the top buttons on the side to set my weapons. So we'll just set them as, oops, take the macro off. There we go. Keyboard function 1, save. And so the top 3 buttons and then the 4 button will all be to switch weapons. To keyboard function 2, save. All right, 3, keyboard function 3, save. And then 4. I'm a little raspy today. I think it's allergies. Why is 3 is 3? Why is it not going to 4? 4. There we go. Keyboard function 4. All right, so that'll be our 4 weapons. And obviously, once you start playing, if you think you need to move the buttons around to wherever works best for you, obviously, definitely do that. Okay, so then we got, okay, so we're getting to the ones I was talking about before, like open map and open inventory. So what we'll do is on the inside of the left pedal, we'll hit open inventory, which is tab, save config. And now that completes all 4 of the buttons on here. So we'll hit save profile, overwrite, and that's done. Okay, now we're gonna switch to our right. All right, right. And we've got all the buttons except for 4 done. 4, we're gonna turn this into the map button, which is V. And it's gonna take a little, when you first start playing a game, it's gonna take a while, even with the buttons, a lot of them being in the same place in every game, it's still gonna take a while to get back into the feel of the game. So when you first start playing, if it feels awkward, don't get discouraged. Just give it a couple days, give it a few hours. Trust me, your brain will figure it out. Get rid of some of that raspiness. All right. Let's finish going through. I think that's it. Okay, you got menu. Open menu, which is F. I'm just gonna hold on a second here. 4, 5, and 6. Hold on. Let me see what other buttons there are. These are all menu buttons. All right, so what I might end up doing is, because we're not using the bottom 3 buttons in the center of the mouse, which would normally be like my melee attack. See, 4 is obviously part of the weapons, but 5 and 6 would be melee. So what I think we're gonna do is reverse these. We're gonna put 1, 2, and 3 where 4, 5, and 6 are, and then 4 in the middle where 2 is. And that'll make it a little more intuitive when you're moving your thumb up. It'll make it easier. So we're gonna switch these real quick. So 4 will become 1. And I mean, you got to play with it. It takes playing around to get this shit right, man. It's not going to come to you fast. It's not going to, you're going to have to mess with it. Like my friends, when they're like, yeah, let's play this new game, I always tell them, it's like, look, bro, you're going to have to give me like a half an hour. I have to sit down. I have to set all my buttons. I have to get everything where I want it. And even then, it still may give you issues. And we're going to switch 2 to 4. It still may give you issues for the first little while you're playing a new game, especially if it's a competitive multiplayer game, because you really need the muscle memory. The only 2 buttons, we didn't use these 2 buttons. And we didn't use this button. Wait, no, we didn't use this button, which is set for reload right now, so we're just gonna leave it. This game actually has fewer buttons than I expected. Let's just make sure we got everything. So we got everything, so now we can just play with what we got. Wait, there's interact with puzzles, space, rotate puzzles, E and Q. Okay, so there we, wait, so E and Q. All right, so what we're gonna do, since we're gonna need E and Q for puzzles, and we have these other 2 buttons at the top, we're gonna put 1, which is left rotate, as Q, and it's on the left side, so that makes sense. And we're gonna put 3. I've been leaving tab on the keyboard since it's easy to hit on the edge of the keyboard. I agree. I mean, it is easy to hit, but to be, and I know you don't have the foot pedal, so it makes it a lot harder. But to be honest, Amputee asked a question. He says, I've been leaving tab on the keyboard since it's easy to hit on the edge of the keyboard. And yes, you can put your mouse pad next to your keyboard and thumb it really fast. I've done that before, and I just shot a piece of Dorito out. I've done it before, but you really don't want to ever have to take your hand off the mouse, because when you remove your hand from the mouse to press tab, you're gonna be leaving all your movement buttons and everything, so you can't hit anything else. For this game, because tab is like I can't remember what tab was in this game. Actually, we didn't even use tab. If tab is like a menu button or something, that's fine. If tab is an action button, then you're gonna want to try to put it on the mouse or your foot pedals. And there are other foot pedals. You got to Google. I can't remember the company that makes it. There's a company that makes frag pedals, which will give you 4 buttons by your feet, which is probably enough. I mean, you can get by with 4, but I didn't like the quality of them. I actually have a set. I have a set right here. So these are the frag pedals. There's 2. Obviously, you can see on the screen that the Stinky board is 4, and it's much better quality buttons. Like, you can't even feel these when you click, and you can actually hear my foot pedals when I'm clicking them. So I don't recommend them unless they're your only option. They're not very expensive. So, and you're gonna, the problem with their buttons is I think it uses like a keyboard key instead of like a laptop keyboard key instead of like a desktop keyboard key. So the buttons, after time, you can't feel, like, you can feel them a little bit when you press them. You can't hear them at all. It'll lose that, and you won't be able to feel it anymore, and then they get weird. Really, someone's gonna have to come out with new foot pedals. So I'm gonna have to figure this out. I don't know if these Stinky boards have patents on them, but we're gonna have to get it figured out. Okay, anyway, I'm getting off track here. So we got a Q on that side, and then we're gonna do E as 3. E and save. All right, cool. So we got our mouse pretty much done. We obviously still have 2 keys that we're not using right now, which are these back 2 keys. And what we might do is end up sticking stuff there as we're playing. But for now, I think we're just gonna leave it. I'm just checking to make sure there's nothing else. Yeah, see, I mean, it really isn't nothing to put there. I mean, we could just leave it for right now. All right, so that's our buttons, man. That's it. That's how I set up my buttons. I'm gonna end the stream right here, Josh. I'm coming right back on, but I didn't want to shoot a separate video for this. I want to make it separate, but I didn't want to shoot the video. I wanted to do it as a live stream. So I'm gonna end and then hop right back on and play some Resident Evil for a little while. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, follow, all that good shit. It really helps. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next stream.